a lot of Aston Villa fans not happy.
No.
They should be excited because you're into the Champions League. The fixtures have been announced. It's been 42 years since Villa famously beat Bayern Munich to lift the European Cup in 1982. The long wait is over for fans. Champions League football is back, but they will have to spend between £85 and £97 if they're to go to a game at home, as the ticket prices were met with absolute outrage yesterday. It's going off on social media, so we've been asking Villa fans for their calls this morning. Reg, morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning, Reg.
Morning. Yes, Gabs.
You all right, mate?
Legend. Well, I am, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit disappointing. It's a little bit embarrassing, especially the strides that we've made over the last couple of years. Like, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, we've got a great squad. I mean, people underestimate our squad, how many players we had last season out. And I think we've got a real good chance of qualifying for the Champions League and still really doing really well in the league. But it's just a sad situation that we're being put in at the minute. I mean, I can afford to go about 5 games a season.
Yeah.
Like, and costs are going up, Gab. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. And even to go to Villa, I've got to make a few sacrifices when I do get down to the games. Like, do you know what I mean? And I was really looking forward to a couple of European nights. I mean, I remember going to Atletico Madrid when we won 2-1, but we went out on away goals.
Yep.
Took my little brother for his birthday, and he didn't understand that we'd won, but everyone was upset. Like, and I've seen Romario down at Villa Park when we played Deportivo. Like, oh man, I've had some great nights at Villa Park when I was a kid. And
yeah, I think Reg, I totally agree. And you know, I've got a good relationship with the club, but I can't stand there and not speak up for the fans because the cost of living crisis now, everything's expensive, the food shop's expensive, gas bills are going to go up again next month. Money's hard, isn't it? People have budgets that they've got to stick to, and this is not affordable for your average Villa fan. Like I said earlier, you know, Villa fans get paid Birmingham wages, you know, they don't get paid London wages. So the Birmingham prices for games should be a lot cheaper. Newcastle, £55 was the highest ticket last season. This season, Liverpool, Man City's high 61 and 67. I feel that the fans' outrage has got to be listened to by the club because they have done well, haven't they, Reg? The owners and the hierarchy. Can they just listen to the fans and get these down £20, £30?
Yeah. Reg, thank you so much for getting in touch this morning. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Reg. Top man.
Sharing your thoughts. 03717 223344. Henry Winter, SGA Football Journalist of the Year, is with us now to go through it in more detail. Morning, Henry.
Good morning, Henry.
Morning, Siobhan. Morning, Gabby.
How are you doing? I mean, this is an upsetting story, isn't it? Because it takes away from the great news and the excitement that Villa are in the Champions League.
You could hear it in the voice of the Villa fan you just had on. You can hear it with Gabby, and fair play to Gabby, who's obviously got a foot in both camps with his sort of, you know, his relationship with the club, but also he can see that they've made a mistake on this. I mean, really, we should be talking about, well, the last European Cup game at Gabby, you're probably too young, but the last European Cup game at Villa Park was when Juventus came and you were holders. And Rossi scored within 40 seconds, and then got the great Gordon Cowans equalise, and then Zbigniew Boniek. I mean, as your fan, you know, and then Boniek scored. Amazing team, Platini. That is what European nights are all about, as you've just heard from, you know, your fan talking about European nights in other competitions. It shouldn't be a howler of a mistake, tone-deaf mistake by the club on these ticket prices, as you say, in a part of the world, in a country which is supposedly coming out of austerity. And it's, you know, it's sad. I feel for Unai Emery and the team, because so much is right about Villa. Gabby, you're there all the time. You know, it's like the whole team. There's been a buzz about the whole team in the last 2 years. And remember, your support base 5 years ago, you in the Championship, still 40,000, turning up, absolutely loyal, thick and thin, driving the team up. 3 years ago, COVID. Fans came back. That first game, I'm sure you were there, Newcastle United, I think you won 2-0. Dean Smith came on the pitch afterwards and said, you know how much we've missed fans. And you've got Celtic coming soon, and Jock Stein, football without fans is nothing. So Chris Heck is really who's sort of behind this, who's trying to introduce an American style pricing strategy into an English market. He's got to think again, but he probably won't.
for me, Henry, like we spoke yesterday, and I'm just look at, like, for instance, Newcastle last season ranged from £30 to £55. Liverpool's this season, £61, the highest ticket. Manchester City, highest ticket price is £67. Celtic, you can get 4 home games in the Champions League for £184. You know, Villa haven't offered that sort of, like, package, and obviously they can't be expecting fans to pay. For instance, Arsenal's ticket prices are £141 and lowest is £74. They've got to rethink this, haven't they? They've got till the start of October to make these changes.
Well, I mean, Arsenal include theirs in the season ticket price, so you have to sort of factor that out.
Yeah.
But I can understand why the club are trying to play catch up with the elite, and there are also PSR restrictions on them. But then do bigger deals, which in fairness, Chris Heck is doing. You've got, I think it's your first season with Adidas. That is like a 4 or 5 times increase on the Castillery deal. You've got shirt sleeve sponsors. But in the grand scheme of things, and this is a very good point that the Football Supporters Association were making yesterday, the ticket prices and the money that a club makes on match day, for Villa, it's about 1/10 of their income. So focus on other areas. Don't alienate the supporters. And if you are going to do this to supporters and say, listen, we are up against PSR, for whatever, just be open with them and say, listen, can you, if we are going to keep ticket prices, and the Supporters Trust did actually go to them last season and said, please be measured in your Champions League prices. If you are going to, if the club is going to keep them to a sensible level, say to the fans, listen, we're trying to play fair with you, but please get in the shop, get it to the concessions, buy things. And I'm sure the fans will. But unfortunately, Chris Heck doesn't seem to be communicating with the fans. And I think it's arrogance of the highest order. And I think it's actually unfair on his ultimate bosses, is it Edens and Nasserov, who actually have done a pretty good job.
Exactly.
But Heck is alienating. So what if your staff member going into Villa Park today and your family all Villa fans, what are they going to be saying to them as you go out the door? I'd feel sorry for the social admin people on social media having to deal with it. Shaban, it has so many ramifications, this, and I feel for Villa fans on this, and I hope Chris Heck thinks again.
Yeah, and that's the thing, the amount of players who are probably looking and going, oh, this feels a bit rough on our fans who have been with us through thick and thin, who have gone through the European Conference travels with us. I mean, I think it's 3 times the amount, that price, you know, to get to the Champions League ticket. And, you know, these players all got bonuses. The staff probably got a bonus to get it into the Champions League, and then the fans are hit hard when it comes to supporting, and that's just so out of touch with football. But listen, this is football as a business across the board. It is constant, the price, it's going up and up and up. Henry, do you think they will make a change? Do you think they can still make that change?
He should do, if he's got any sense, if he reads the room, and there are enough intelligent people at Aston Villa. He's just being very naive. You cannot execute an American model in a city like Birmingham.
I think as well, Henry, for me, we spoke yesterday as well about it. Like, what if you're a mum and dad and you've got a family of 4, 2 boys, 2 girls, and you take them to every game, and then you want to go and take them to the Bayern Munich game at home, and you explain to them about the history of that fixture. We beat Bayern Munich to win the European Cup in 1982. Have a bit of banter with your kids about, they might want revenge against us at Villa Park. You know, like, hype the game up. Then you're like, oh, sorry, we've seen the ticket prices. Sorry, that's going to be £600. By the time you've got food, which is expensive at every stadium, travel, sorry, this is out of budget for us. Imagine a heartbreak. Or you got to choose. Okay, you 2 come to this one. You 2 come to that one. It's not right, is it?
It's terrible. I mean, that splits families. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And, you know, not everyone has got the opportunity to sit at home and pay for a subscription to watch the match anyway. So I find it absolutely baffling.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're hearing from a lot of listeners and Villa fans this morning. I mean, the board's light up when it comes to conversations about this. Again, the fans are the ones who seem to be suffering when they should be enjoying this moment. And I think even the board this morning will be kind of looking and going, maybe we weren't expecting that backlash.
But as well, though, Shaban and Henry, like, fans would appreciate that if they're like, you know what, a meeting today at Villa Park, you know what, we made a mistake, and we're going to listen to the fans. Imagine the respect you get from the fans if you say, all right then, we're going to put them down, we might cap them at 60, 65, we offer a package for 4 home games if you pay up front or whatever. Do you know what I mean, Henry? Imagine like what you'd get from the fans. Otherwise, you're going to get fans that are going to be very angry at the next home game.
Yeah.
When the extension of Liverpool's main stand was opened a few years back, there was an excessive pricing strategy, and the Americans agreed, listen, we got this wrong, and reined back in on that. So, Gabby, look, use your influence, because it's fantastic you got this platform and you're speaking out, and keep doing it, because the Villa fans need you.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.